Hello, YouTube. Good morning. How are you doing? It's been a wonderful day here. Wet, rainy. All right. Got a couple of questions for you people. I'm of course all of those of you who have seen my videos know that on social media, what's been going on with the Colin Kaepernick take a knee, take a stand for racial injustices done against black people in the United States under the American flag. If you paid attention to anything that I do, I put up a video yesterday of me taking a knee for the injustices done against Fortnite players, the prejudice done against Fortnite players. And there was a reason for that, and please do go watch that video if you do watch this video at all. But you know, we're all talking about taking a stand for what we believe in and taking a stand and sacrificing. You know, I've been seeing a lot of memes coming out with the whole Nike thing and taking a stand for what you believe in. You know, even though it means sacrificing everything in your life, you know, take a stand for what you believe in. But the one thing that I want to point out here is Colin Kaepernick took a knee against the injustices done to black people under the United States flag. Okay? Now, you're going to call me a racist. And I've been called a racist a lot for my views on this whole entire thing. But growing up in an all-white home, we'll just say. Growing up in an all-white home, you know, racism was alive and well in my house. I didn't live through the 1960s and the 1970s, okay? I didn't see what black people were going through during that time. And I read about it though, and I went to school and learned about it and whatnot, and okay, I agree. Back in the 1960s and the 1970s and even further on into history, black people were treated horribly. Okay, and even in today, in some parts of the United States and in some parts of the world, the black slave trade is still alive and well, and I'm very sorry to hear that. Okay, but what Colin Kaepernick did was stupid. What racial injustice was done to him? And what part of time in his life was he racially oppressed, period, for the color of his skin? He wasn't. So, I'm kind of confused here about why he did it, what the whole big thing about it was, and if you also notice, it was only black NFL players that were being, pointed out in doing this, and you either love them or hate them for it. Either way, I don't understand why they did it, because all of those people, they've never been oppressed for the color of their skin, because if they had been, they wouldn't have NFL contracts making millions of dollars. Okay? So, before NFL players yell racial oppression, look at where you're at and then look at where everybody else is, okay? Alright. Now, taking a knee to take a stand against something, people, I want you to do me a favor, and on Sunday, or Saturday, but I'd rather you do it on Sunday, whether you're religious or not, I want you to take a knee for something that's going on in the United States right now. On Sunday, I want you to take a knee against the Catholic priests. Take a knee for all those children who were sexually abused by Catholic priests. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it for however long it takes to sing the national anthem, and then for 1 minute after. I'm going to be on my knee. I'm going to take a knee. And in silence the entire time for all the victims of sexual abuse in the Catholic Church. Now, you know it's bad when Wikipedia makes an entire page about it. Yes, there is a Wikipedia page about Catholic Church sex abuse, and it's cut up by country. Now, I just did some little perusing. I got like 4 little facts here because I didn't want to read the rest of it. It made me sick. It upset me to the point where I got very angry and I had to step away from my computer, and that's why I'm making this video. In 2004, there had, in 2004 alone, there was 4,392 priests and deacons who had sexual abuse allegations against them. In 2001, the Archdiocese of Chicago, Daniel McCormick, abused 5 boys between the ages of 8 and 12. He got 5 years in prison. In 2008, there were 18 claims of sexual abuse against the Archdiocese of Denver, and they paid a $5.5 million settlement. And in 2005, Bishop Ted Brown from Orange, California, apologized to 87 victims he sexually abused as his time as a bishop, and he paid out $100 million in settlement. So, that's all stuff that happened within the last decade, people. Okay? You want to take a knee for something? You want to take a stand for something? Take a stand for something that's happening right now, not something that happened, decades ago. Take a knee for this. Take a knee for all the sexual abuse victims from these Catholic priests. And I was reading something yesterday about these Catholic priests. You know, a Catholic priest actually came out and said he didn't know that it was wrong to sexually abuse kids. Are you kidding me? You're a priest. You took the cloth. You took the mantle from God and are going to teach the children about him. And you mean to sit there and tell me that you didn't know that it was wrong? I'm pretty sure it says somewhere in the Bible. Don't have my Bible with me right now, and I'm not really well with committing things to memory, but I do believe there is something in the Bible, I think it's in the book of Matthew, where God said, if you harm any of these little ones, and he was talking about children because children had grouped around him and he had sat down with them, and he said, if anyone brings one of these children to harm, it is better for him to tie a millstone around his neck and toss himself in the sea than to face the wrath of God. I feel bad for you priests, I really do, because you are going to feel the wrath of God for diddling, touching little children. I'm sorry, you know how angry that makes me? These children are taught to trust you. These children are taught to believe in God. Do you know that you probably single-handedly just forced an entire generation of people away from God because you felt the need to touch little boys and girls? And then in today's world, where sexuality is out in the open for everybody, whether you're gay, straight, or otherwise, and now we're coming into a world where pedophilia is no longer considered a mental illness for the elderly or the already mentally deranged. No, now it's a mental illness that we're changing into a sexual orientation, just like homosexuality and heterosexuality. Why, people? Why is this becoming a normalized thing? Pedophilia. Priests raping little children. Why is this normal? On Sunday, folks, I'm just going to end it here because I'm getting angry. On Sunday, folks, you know, it'd be better if you did it in front of a Catholic church, but if you're in church, and while the priest is up there, or the pastor, or the rabbi, or whatever type of church you go to, when the person's up there preaching, If they talk about it, and even if they don't, get out of your seat. Go to the side of the pew and get down on your knee. One knee. Even if it's for a minute, even if it's for a moment. If you need to take a pad with you, take a pad with you so you can put your knee down on the ground. And take just a knee in silence for all the victims of sexual abuse from Catholic priests. This has been Jay Joyner. Peace, much love, God bless you all. Honk honk.